Hello, it's me, Laser395, with a slightly different video today. This video is about a game called Munchkin. Alright, Munchkin's a type of Dungeons and Dragons kind of thing like that, but there's nothing, it's actually barely got anything to do with roleplay. Okay, Munchkin. Kill the monsters, steal the treasure, stab your buddy. So the game's really funny, like really funny. I'll get to the comedy in later. So let's just take a look at the box of Munchkin. So it's made by Steve Jackson of other Munchkin games. So the front, game designed by Steve Jackson, illustrated by John Kovalak. And there's a picture of a super Munchkin. He's a dwarf carrying the hammer of kneecapping, beats of running really fast, and that doesn't really care. Okay, so Munchkin, Steve Jackson games. There's a picture. Munchkin there, Steve Jackson games, and that. So let's open the box. So you'll see ads for different Munchkins. These are like expansion sets. I should be getting Munchkin 4 tomorrow. I might unbox them, not sure. There's Munchkin Knights, the Big Vampire, Star Munchkin. I've actually got that. It's not very good. Like, it's not as funny. And then there's Munchkin Blender, which is like all of them mixed up. Second, I think that's Munchkin Foo, is it? Yeah, it's Munchkin Foo. We'll do even more research after that. Anyway, here's the Munchkin rules, but you won't need those because I'm going to teach you how to play now. Alright, so you get 2 decks of cards. This is the door deck, which I'll put down here and take the rubber band off. And then here is the door deck. I'll take that rubber band off as well. Put down here. And that side. And then to cut your levels, anything that cuts up to 10 or little coins or something. But we can get these little octahedron things which can cut your level, like you just put it down like that and from level 1, then it can be level 2, 3 and so on. Still a good marker. I ordered that as well. Some more of those except they're gold. So what you do is, on your turn in Munchkin, the aim of the game is to get up to level 10. And you do that by killing monsters and trading items in, treasure cards in for money and going up levels. And then once you're level 10, you win the game, but it's not as easy as you think. So what you do in your turn is somebody rolls a dice to see who goes first, although you can use the youngest goes first method if you'd like. So then, in your turn, after you've did all that, the dealer gives like 2 cards each, or there's a fast play method where you get 4 cards each, but whatever. So I just get 2 cards, and then you're allowed to look to see what they are. So let's take a look at this card. Level 8 Face Sucker. That's a monster, which I'll get to later. And here's a Wandering Monster card. That just means you can play a monster against somebody else. So let's look at the monster card. Level 8 Face Sucker. It's gross, +6 against elves. You see there's different classes and races and stuff like that in this game, which I'll get to later. So the Face Sucker. If you draw a card on your turn, like not whenever you get it deal out, and if it's a monster, you'll have to fight it. Oh, I forgot to get the treasure card. Sorry. So you get these things called bonuses. And there's a badass bandana and the pointy hat of power where you can put those down and then use them. So I'm level 1. That Face Sucker's level 8. Although I'll have to draw a card to see if it's a monster. Otherwise I can't play that against me. But I can play it against other people too with the Wandering Monster card. So level 8 Face Sucker. If I use my badass bandana, that makes me effectively level 4, but I'd still need 4 more levels. But I And this other card, the pointy hat of power, it's headgear, and so is the bandana, so I can't use that. Plus, it's only usable by a wizard, so that it's no use to me. So what I can do is cash stuff in. So you need to get in total to 1,000 or 2,000 or what to get a level. So 400 to 400 is 800, and that won't do because I'd still need 200 more, so I still can't go up a level. So what I do if I failed with the monster and I can't defeat him, I roll a 6-sided die and we'll see what I can get. If I get a 5 or more, I'll get away from him. I won't get his treasures, or treasures, sorry. And whenever you defeat a monster, you get a number of treasures. There's 2 treasures here. So I'll try and run away. Let's see what I got. Got a 6. So I run away but don't get a level or a treasure. So that's the end of my turn. Then it's the other guy's turn. So anyway, that's how you do combat. Now, say if there's loads of people on the table, you could help them to fight a monster, but you could ask them for a treasure, one of these cards, if they win. So if you do that, you'd get a treasure for helping them. And that's the end of the combat situation. So let me just explain like races and classes. I'll try and find some here. Okay, so here's 2 classes. One's wizards. So let's look at the wizards, what he can do, because each is unique. Fight spell. You may discard up to 3 cards while running away. Each one gives you a +1 bonus. That's pretty good. If you discarded 3 cards, you get a +3. You'd make you effectively +3. Like say you were 8, it'll make you effectively 10. Then charm spell. You may discard your whole hand. Charm a single monster instead of fighting it. Discard the monster and take its treasure, but don't gain levels. If there are other monsters in the combat, fight them normally. Because people can play this card where another monster the same level appears, then they can add levels to the monster and all that. Then here's another class, Cleric. When it's time for you to draw a card face up, you may instead take the top card from the appropriate discard pile. You must then discard one card from your hand. So that means when I'm drawing a card, I can just take one from there, but then I must discard one in my hand. It's pretty good. And turning. You may discard up to 3 cards in combat against an undead creature. Each discard gives you a +3 bonus. So an undead creature would be like this card here, level 16, Undead King Tut. And that's pretty much classes. Now let me explain races. Here's a race, Elf. +1 to run away. That's what I did when I fought that level 8 face sucker. So you may go up 1 level for every monster you help someone else kill. It's quite a good card to be, but I just don't like elves. It's just the way I am. So that's pretty much how classes work. Let me think of anything else. So let me explain that card, Wandering Monster. Actually, I did that already. What am I talking about? So there's loads of other cards. Now I'm going to explain other treasure cards you can get. Like, I'll try and find one. Some are only usable by female players, like the broadsword, and some are only used by the men players. And let me just find a go up a level card. So sometimes you can get a card whenever you kill a monster or something, like 1,000 gold pieces, go up a level, and then I'd become level 2. So that's how the levels card treasures work. And so that's pretty, oh yeah, sorry, what am I talking about? Whenever it's your turn, you can, if you didn't fight a monster when you drew a card, you may, say there's a monster in their hand you want to fight, you could fight that, and if you didn't get a monster when you drew a card, there's not a monster at hand, you can do a thing called loot the room, Yeah, put a card in your hand. Like, say I leave the room and got Wandering Monster here. I can't play it right now. I only just find the site. I just keep it in my hand till my next turn where I can play it. And there's a few other cards here. One's half-breed. That means you can have 2 race cards and have all the advantages and disadvantages of each. It's a pretty good card to have. Then you can get one called Super Munchkin, wherever you can beat 2 class cards. And there's other things in here, like there's curses where you can lose an item or lose your level or lose your class or race. And here's one, Cursed Duck of Doom. You should know better than to pick up a duck in a dungeon, lose 2 levels. See what I mean? So that's pretty much how you play Munchkin. I'll put a link here for Amazon if you'd like to buy one. And happy playing.